So guys, let's talk about the U.S. during the Cold War. We know they were peacekeeping with NATO. Personally, in my family, my father was over in West Germany for the majority of it. So what kind of guns did they use? Well, they started towards the end of World War II up until 50s Korean War. They were using the M1A Garand. They used the M14, which was like an upgraded Garand with 308 and a detachable mag. That's a simplified version. That's not really what it was. It really was his own rifle. That didn't really take off. So they went to the M16. The reason I'm doing this video is I don't have any of those firearms right now to review, but I did get a chance to go out with a close friend of mine today and shoot an M1 Garand. So I'm going to do a quick review on it and roll in some shooting footage. Basically, the M1 Garand was designed in the 40s, was brought in at the end of World War II. It's chambered in 30-06, fed from 10-round end-block clips, known for Garand thumb, which my buddy did catch his finger. He called his ring finger, I think, today. You might be able to hear it on one of the videos where he says, I got Garand finger. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. It really was one of the best firearms of World War II. It packs a punch. I've never shot one. Him, like me, he's a collector as well, so he has a couple of them. He brought one kind of out of a spur of the moment to a range trip we were doing today, and I got to shoot it. I don't know, it's loud, it's low capacity. I could see why it kind of phased out. You had the Soviet Union starting to develop the AK-47 in the late 40s. It's a smaller round, less recoil, 30-round magazines. I don't know. Let the FUDs get mad at me. If you were to give me an AK with a 30-round mag or an M1 Garand with end block clips in 30-06, which pounded my shoulder a little bit. It really wasn't unbearable, but it pounded. I'd rather have the AK. I could see why it got phased out quickly for the M14 and then later the M16. So, my thoughts on shooting it? It was loud, had a lot of recoil for what it is, manageable, but more kick than like an AK or an M16 for sure. I'm sure it had knockdown power. Yeah, powder. No, it had knockdown power because I blew a couple of the paper targets right off and they were stuck on with multiple staples. And a couple of them that I had multiple hits on blew the paper right off the backstop. So it definitely, you knew you were shooting something. So I guess that's all I'm really going to say. The U.S. used the M1 Garand from the end of World War II up until the Korean War in the 50s. I don't know, mid-50s. And they started using the M14. And then during, I don't have any notes for this video. I would say Vietnam, they started trading off the M14 for the M16. But both saw use in that conflict. I'm sure there was some M1 Garands in that conflict as well. So that's a brief overview of U.S. service rifles. We're going to go ahead and roll in some shooting footage. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and check out my eBay page if you like military collectibles and militaria. Good. So here's my first shots with an M1 Garand. The recoil was decent, but controllable. Right there, I just knocked one of the targets off. Without even barely aiming, I was able to group. Nothing impressive, but I was all on paper every shot. So for me, that was good enough. We had a malfunction there. One of the rounds stovepiped. And there was the classic cling. Here's a close-up of the CMP rifle we got with a Norwegian barrel. It's not mine, it's my buddy's here. Here he is shooting it. It was a blast to shoot. We both, I think, were taken back a little bit by the recoil, not expecting it. It definitely wasn't outrageous, though. It was definitely not close to like a 12 gauge shotgun. It just was more than what we're used to shooting AKs.